Hope everybody's doing well out there. Because to be honest, that's all you need to be doing is well. You need to make sure you ain't following them other narratives out there that you don't want. So do this right now, right? I'm gonna wait till a couple of y'all get on here. But there again, this is gonna be like a motivational piece, and I'm hoping that the Wi-Fi is strong this time. You know, being in another country, you don't have, necessarily, the highest levels of this, that, or the other. So sometimes, the Wi-Fi is this or that. But sometimes it's my phone settings too, picking up, more, because over here, you got one router at your house, let's say. Well, in Vietnam, when you live in a four-story building, you will have one for each floor. So as you go from floor to floor, if you forget to disconnect your Wi-Fi from the previous floor, as you go up, you might lose a little signal. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how it is over here. Okay, great. We got the Wi-Fi. We got the sound good. Thanks, Miss E. Mary Wilson, what's up? Joshua J. Some of y'all other folks tuning in. We'll do the shout outs later. But yo, this is what I wanted to say. As I travel around the different countries, I see everything that's not being seen in America, let's say. I get to see the other side of the world, so to speak, what's going on. Now, it doesn't mean that everything that y'all think is going to happen, ain't none of that going to happen, and don't mean that it will. It's just a big different contrast going on between what I see in the media being played out in America and Canada maybe, and then the rest of the world. So yeah, there's stuff going on. As long as there's people on the planet, it's going to be some crazy going on around here. So you ain't going to get away from Crazyville as long as there's people. If you the only one on the planet, it's still going to be crazy because you here. All it takes is add one drop of air to one drop person, and then you get crazy. That's just how it works. So expect that to be the go everywhere you go. But as I see stuff playing out in other parts of the world, it ain't what y'all seeing. And I know some of my viewers aren't from America. It might be from a different country or whatever. But what you're seeing is playing out, and what I keep hearing, chatter here and chatter there, what you're seeing is a narrative, a script that someone or some groups or a group has forged and then placed over the mindset of all of the people in a certain region. Because here, you ain't gonna talk to one person over here unless they came straight from America. You ain't gonna talk to nobody over here that think it's gonna be a war tomorrow, or think that it's gonna be a famine, or word on the street is hush hush, shh, shh, don't tell nobody, but yo, the economy about to collapse. Ain't none of that going on over here. None. Ain't no energy on the street that all hell's about to break loose either. So what that does in a region is it creates the environment. It creates it. Actually, like I said before in other videos, if you own the narrative that you place over the people and the narrative's negative, let's say, then you get to steer those bodies of people's heavenly bodies, earthly bodies, whichever way you want to, phrase it. You get to steer all of that energy. If y'all go back and watch the old movie, because I got kids, so you can come across some movies that have critical information. You go watch Monsters Inc. Go back and watch that old cartoon kids flick, Monsters Inc., that movie, right? What you'll notice is that they were harvesting children's energy. And you had a whole bunch of symbolism up in this movie. Black and white checkerboard floors, that points to a certain group of people who operate these principalities and darkness and rulers and all this stuff that they put in the book. That's them. So it's got a whole bunch of symbolism in it. But one critical thing you could take away from that kids movie is that they was what the phrase their little the motto was, we scare because we care. So what they was doing was scaring earthly children, right? The boogeyman. Remember, we used to, growing up, if you old enough, it was the boogeyman. That may have been a black thing. I don't know, brown people, black people thing. Maybe white people was called something else, and Hispanics. But when we was young, it was called the boogeyman. That boogeyman got you, came and scared you. Okay, that's from a different realm. Why would the boogeyman come to you when you're a little kid and not when you're an adult necessarily? Because just like the movie Monsters Incorporated, that spiritual level, the spiritual plane that you can't see, is things operating there that are negative, and there's things operating there that's positive. The negative entities that are physically placed in your environment, government agencies and all that stuff, those things are there to manage the negative. You know, governments don't really do too much managing the positivity of the people. Some of them do, but most of them, especially the one in the U.S. of A, don't really do it that way. If so, there will be different outcomes playing out right now. So that movie, Monsters Incorporated, Monsters Inc., they would scare little kids, and when they scream, they would use the little device and capture the scream, and then take it back to their world on the other side of physicalities, probably a spiritual plane somewhere. And because they're monsters, I'm just assuming that they're on the negative side of things, even though the movie's funny and for kids and colorful and all this, that, and the other. And you got Scully and Mike Wazowski with the one eye, you know. And I got to talk about the one eye thing too, because some of y'all got some mistaken information out there. We're going to correct it today. Somebody remind me, go over the one eye thing, Major, if you forget and get off script. I'm not even on a script doing these live, so can't really get off script because there ain't nothing I'm saying scripted, it just come out. So you got all these characters in there. You got they take the scream, they scare the children first, and then they get the scream, and then they use it in their world to power their power. Did anybody see this? Like, I know it's a kids movie, and if you haven't seen it before, you're like, you're like, I don't know nothing about this. But if you saw the movie, you'd be like, yeah, why was they harvesting kids' screams? Why are they scaring children to get the scream to power their universe or to power their world? They telling you what they do present day. That's how they get down. This is exactly what they're doing. That's an old movie. They've been doing this. They got it mastered. It's like, to them, it's like, yo, another day in the office. To us out here, it's like, oh my goodness, what just happened? Oh, they said this is coming. Oh my goodness, I better get ready for it. That's what they got going on. They know how to collect your energy. So they used to scare you with the boogeyman when you was little through movies. I mean, actually, when I was younger, I was watching Tom and Jerry, Popeye. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. If you're old enough, you know what I'm talking about. Olive Oil and Bruto, you know, all them characters, right? Tom and Jerry. What else? Speed Racer. Certain things, you know, there's a little more innocence going on back then with the. Now you got all these, I don't even watch, but I know you got cartoons on the air, all these channels they let you have access to that ain't got nothing to do with being a child, or nothing to do with being innocent, or nothing to do with anything positive. It's all demented. It's all, trying to steer. First they program, and then they try to steer your energy in a certain way through a certain pattern, because they on the other end collecting that energy, and they're using it to build their empires. That's what's going on. In order to do all this stuff, you got to do all of this massive, production facilities and media facilities and all this. So anyway, to make a long story short, they scaring you because they care, just like the movie, I guess. They care about themselves and their narrative. So this is how they power their narrative, their world, their underworld, their above world, their outer world, all these worlds they operate in and around and through, they power it using your fear to do it. So at the end of the day, it's not about worrying about what they're doing. That's just like I'm just recapping like the basic, peripheral of what's kind of going on around you at all times. And does Major have like this information copywritten? Is it all factually is been vetted in it? No. I can analyze for me. Okay, let's do this. This is Major's opinion on what's going on. And then I'm gonna tell you what you need to do right now to fix this or to counter. Because we gotta stay sharp. You need people that can sharpen, like the book say. The Bible even said, iron sharpen iron, right? Wood don't necessarily sharpen iron. Plastic don't sharpen iron. And crayons can't sharpen iron, but iron can sharpen iron, right? Diamonds can cut diamonds. So you gotta, if you need to cut a diamond, you gotta use a diamond to cut it. So I'm doing this live for that reason, because we need to stay up on game. The game is all being played out up here, because once you get the signal here, it tells this what to go do and what to expect, what you can receive, what you can't receive, what your limit is, what your limits ain't. Some people got a credit card, ain't got no limit on it. And then you might have a credit card got $500 limit on it. Why? Why do they have the no limit and you have the limit? That's because the information that you have already has the limit in it. It's built in. And then once you operate off the info or the program with the limit, your life just have limits. Once you realize this, you can go, wait a second, okay, I don't want all these limits no more. Then do something about it. Get out of the limit programming. It's right here. All of the actions, all of the things that happen in this life, people are like, yo, you can't do this without God, or you can't do this without Allah, or whatever your mediator is between you and the spiritual realm. You can't do it without. Well, once you got this mind working, that's what that's for you to do it, not some other entity. And I'm not bad mouthing one thing or another, I just mentioned it, but you keep putting stuff on on deities that people tell you got the power over you, and then we rely on them to bless our prayers in order to make something happen out here, when in reality you have the reality, the real I, the real tool up here that makes up everything I'm looking at out here on the street. Some hand had to touch to build it. And if some hand had to touch, some mind had to be there in order to make you touch it, or go get the materials out in the jungle or in the ocean or wherever it came from, in order to build all of this stuff back here, right? All this stuff, skyscraper, all this stuff, okay? So what do you mean God or your deity or this? No. If you was already created by a creator, and then the creator put this thing in your head, that brain, that I'm going to get back to as well, because there's two different things going, maybe three, going on in your head that you may or may not be aware of, as to how you get things to happen in this realm and how things just happen to you in this realm. Big difference. How you get things to happen for you, or how things just happen to you. Two different universes operating right there. So all of this stuff you see around you in your neighborhood, the street, the asphalt, the concrete, all the plumbing up under the street, the sewer system, the Wi-Fi towers, all of this stuff. No God said go create all this stuff. I have 10 commandments that thou shalt create neighborhoods and ghettos. Goeth thou into the earth and create ghetto. Did God, no God creator, say do that? But some negative entity, Monsters Inc. people, okay, they could, with the same mind, create good, or with the same mind, create bad. Now, they might be programmed to only do bad. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know that area that well. But Major's opinion would say that there are some beings on this planet that are here for a specific purpose, and that is negativity, period. And there are beings here that are on another purpose, that's positivity. The only problem is the beings that could carry out most of the positivity, the huge swath of people that are on the planet don't know, because the beings, the small percent that controls all of the visuals and the environmental controls from all of the programming they've done all these centuries, okay, they're a little small group, they ain't let you in on that information. So until you get somewhat enlightened, if I can use that word without being called a Satanist or some, you know, I was told the last live from somebody I follow Satan or something. That's not the proper pronunciation of the word. But you know, to each their own. You got the right to say whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? It's just I got the right to then come back and say what I'm gonna say too. Put you in your place, hit you in the chest, bow. But anyway, outside of all of that, these beings that negative, positive beings, I think the percentage of negativity beings is limited. It's been increased because of all of the negative programming that's been accepted. Now here's the thing. You, me, whoever chooses to accept it, because they need your compliance. They need you to accept the terms of the agreement. They need you to comply. Okay, so that's why you got to sign all this stuff online, acknowledgement box and this and that, because they need you to accept something before they do it. Works the same with governments and everything else, okay? Somewhere when you sign that ballot, you initialed that ballot and voted for that character or whatever, you gave your John Henry and John Hancock, whatever they used to call it, you put your signature on there saying, I agree to the terms of this agreement, and whatever they do, once they get in the White House, ain't been no brown house, black house, green house, yellow house, red house, just the White House. Once they get in there, I've already signed. I can do whatever they can do, whatever they need to do, because see, that's when they get in office. They're like, you already gave up your right to revolt against it. I mean, you can revolt, but you already signed. You already signed and checked the box that you acknowledge this stuff. So when they get you to acknowledge the stuff through the programming, like I said, they're showing you movies and then you go watch them. You accepted it. Those are disclaimers. Oh, this is what's coming. We make some movies through our production facilities, the ones who make the scripts for everybody to be governed through. And we're going to make sure you really got this information down to the bone of your being. So we're going to make it entertaining for you to go pay us to watch something that's going to further degrade your mind and further trap you in the encampment that we've been building around you and your children and your families. We've been building on this for about 250 years or so, and we got that technique from where we came from, and our writing style and the language I'm speaking and you're speaking. We got all that from our people previous coming to, let's say, America or wherever we conquered, and we got that down to a science. We know how to where you think they keep their heads swinging, Dr. Dre and that song, and get the crowd moving, and keep their heads ringing, bing, ding, ding, dong, ding. Why you gotta keep my head ringing? Okay, I can't hear nothing else if you keep my head ringing, ring a ding, 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 dong. I like some of the beats, Dre, but I don't need my head ringing. I don't need my ears ringing. I need to be thinking clearly. I need to be making sure I notice everything clearly. So anyway, back to the story at hand, which is I don't remember because I don't script. You know, so I put a title up, do this now. We got to get to the solution part. We got to get into the solution and talk about that, because that's the only way out of the trap house. Mouse trap, trap house is all the same. You know, you get caught in it long enough, you're going to die. You're going to die from it. So what's the solution to all of this incoming scare tactics, all this Monsters Incorporated scare tactics onto grown folk, supposed to be grown folk. Well, I can say my opinion. Now, I'm not no specialist in this. This is just my life. Sharing a little bit of my life with you, and that's what I've been doing through my videos anyway. I'm not the greatest, this, that, or the other to y'all maybe, but to me, yo, I wake up like Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest. To me, oh, you all caught up on yourself. Nah, I don't care what you say. You got to be the greatest to yourself. That's one of the solutions to fix this stuff, this stupid stuff. You have to be the greatest to yourself. You got to wake up like, people going to be like, oh, you stuck on yourself like that? Yeah, exactly, because nobody else care about you like you care about you. Your children don't, your grandchildren, your mama, your daddy, they can only do so much. It's you are the one who has to care the most about you. Once you get to that place and realize ain't no shame in my game with that, okay, you start approaching life differently. So that's one element in changing the, having a solution for what's going on. Digging yourself, caught up in yourself more, talking to yourself internally more, instead of letting the external talk to you and change your internal. You tell yourself internally how, and you teach yourself how to change your external. That's how you manifest. And when I say manifest, most people go straight to money, wealth, this, that, and the other. Well, it depends on your definition of what you call wealth. I call wealth the ability for me to determine what I want to do and how I want to do it when I want to do it. That's my wealth. Do I need $1 million to do that? No. Do I need 50 million, $1 billion? Nah, they pretty much caught up trying to watch them protect all of their money. They got so much of it, now they got to spend their whole life making sure nobody takes it. Me, on the other hand, I get to, look, I can make a live when I want to. I can talk with y'all all day, to be honest. If my phone battery don't explode or melt down from being on here so long, I can just sit here and literally talk to y'all all day. They're like major marathon, the Guinness Book of World, who could do the longest live ever? I might try that, get in the Guinness Book of World Records or something. I could do that. Why? Because I started determining for myself, one, how important I am to me, and then not getting caught up on emotionally on, oh, my children don't treat me this way, or my mom doesn't treat me, or my dad, or my wife, or my best friend, or this one, that. No, my coworkers, okay, they treated me bad. I don't care. How do I treat me? Do I go treat Major the right way? Once you pattern that, that's one of the fixes to this whole life cycle, is making sure you're into you. You making sure you exempt, you get the chatter out your ears about what's the right way for you and you go determine all of that. And it should be determined through positivity, not negativity. I don't mean go determine for yourself, you like being negative and doing bad things, and then that's just the route you go. Some people have done that and they end up, like my dad always, you end up dead or in prison, one or two, so three hots and a cot kind of thing. And so I'm not doing that. So you got to be into self enough to be able to start having communication with self long enough for self to get mature enough to comprehend what's really going on out here. Because back to that I thing, you got a lot of false information out here regarding the Eye of Horus. That symbol that I got on my logo from Major's Cafe, where I have the symbol placed, is above my head. Why? Because if you go look up the information on the Eye of Horus, what it was for, it has to do, now, if some entity hijacked that, the all-seeing eye is not the Eye of Horus. It's two different things. The all-seeing eye on your dollar is not the same symbol as the Eye of Horus. So they're two different things. That Eye of Horus represents the pineal gland that's in your head, it's in your brain. You have that in there, okay? And when you have that in there, what you have is, you have the capability to, one, open up other areas of the brain, but then two, dictate a little bit more how your environments around you correspond with your thinking. So the eye horse has nothing to do with, and I'm trying to do two things at one time using my third eye, I guess. Okay. The eye horse has nothing to do with some demonic, demented thing. It has to do with your pineal gland, which, if it's not calcified from using toothpaste your whole life with fluoride in it, from drinking some of this dirty water that's coming out of the municipalities with the chlorides and all the different dyes and chemicals and blah, blah, blah in there. Those things are calcifying your pineal gland, but they've been put in the water on purpose to calcify your pineal gland, because the last thing some small groups of people need is for you to know what the heck's really going on with yourself, how powerful you are, and the things that you can do out here with this. That's why a lot of people are gonna give you the wrong information about the eye. It's a symbol. You know, y'all don't say nothing about them Nike shoes you put on, because I got some Nikes too. That's a Greek god, Nike. Okay, Adidas. Those are Greek. Everything you can imagine is about a Greek deity. They got all sewn and woven through the fabric of society, but yet people throw them shoes on and throw them shirts on and them caps on and all this stuff with the symbols on it, right? Without even thinking of anything. Okay, but then you show one symbol or another symbol. Oh, that's satanic. Oh, that's bad. Oh, without doing any research. Go do some research first. Learn more for self. Then that's the second fix to some of this stuff, is to learn more. Not a whole bunch of just information, period, but specific stuff based on what you want to do on this planet, on this level, on this dimensional level. So instead of always jumping through the programming hoops that already exist, oh, that's bad. Hey, ooh, don't do that. Oh, don't go nowhere. Don't do that on Friday the 13th. What Stevie Wonder say? Superstition leads the way. When you involved in talking about things that you don't know nothing about, it spells trouble. So go do your due diligence, do your research, and find out. And the reason why I brought that up is because it's unfortunate, but it bees like that sometimes. You know, I put that symbol on my logo and on to represent the pineal gland being the modus, the operational procedure platform for me moving through this plane. And it's crazy how people will look at something, don't understand it, Stevie Wonder song, and then your thinking is so, you know, so narrow that it's keeping you in a box of the same monotonous activity and outcomes. The only way to get out of that box is to widen your view. You know, the narrow gate, okay, that's focus. But in order to focus, you need a broader picture of what to focus on. You can't just go narrow gate, because if you do, you're going to be tunnel vision and you ain't going to be able to see right or left. You get blindsided all the time. Or you get blindsided one time and put your lights out and that's a wrap. So you gotta broaden your awareness of your surroundings and what's going on. Because I'll bring this back up too. You gotta research and get with some people that's talking about in the moment living, like living minute to minute. In that moment, I'm feeling the greatest feeling I've ever felt before, because I'm thinking about the greatest feeling I could ever feel, and be like, yo, I just love this moment. Okay, once you start doubling up on these moments during the day, you start to exclude negativity. Now it's still gonna pop up. Trust me, it's gonna pop up. But it's how long you stay in that negative emotional state, or how long you stay in that negative picture of some event that happened. I'm here to tell y'all again to this. What happened in the past don't exist no more. And what's gonna happen in the future don't exist. The only time that exists right now is right now. So the more right now moments that you create positivity through will, if you're still here, will lead to more of the same. But what happens? You get these negative news stories, you get this, you get that. Oh man, this place is just, oh, this is a mess. Oh snap, what's next? That's what the energy is causing people to do because they don't have the right information how to forge their story into the place or thing that they wanted to go into. So that's what I'm here to help assist with. You can do that. I'm here to tell you that's something you can do. You don't have to sit back, wait for people to come throw a thing of water in your face and then go looking for a towel. Well, if I know they throwing water in my face, I got the towel ready. Get your information ready. Yeah, you're going to have to defend sometime, okay? You're not going to always be able to just be on the offensive. You're going to have to defend sometime. But that's just sometime. I'm trying to limit that even more, utilizing my thoughts, moment to moment. The more minute to minute good thoughts and good actions I can create in a day, the more successful my life is. Right now, not next month or before what happened. I don't care what happened. I know the stories, but I don't have to exist off of that no more because it don't exist. Guess what? Your past only exists in your memory. It don't even exist in physicalities no more. What happened yesterday don't even exist. What happened 5 minutes ago what I said 5 minutes ago don't exist no more. You got to play it back on this thing to hear it again because it's gone. Life is just like that. Get off it, man. Get off it, young lady. All of y'all, young lady, young women, elder women, whatever. Let's get off of this bad programming and start our new programming, living moment to moment, having the best moments that you could. Look, you got to sit down and calculate and think about, okay, this moment to moment don't make no sense because my other program running like telling me to run for the hills right now. Okay, but if I could do this moment to moment thing, what would that look like? Meditate on the thought that you want to have the best feelings from, and then duplicate it. Put your timer on your phone. You got all this tech in front of you. Put your timer on, right? Put it on 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, how many great thoughts and how many good recollections of fun stuff. And if you don't have none of that, you got to go create some of it so you can get some good thoughts, or go watch a good movie, excerpt out of one good movie or something to get some imagery in your head that says, yo, I feel good about this moment. I can actually, look, you have to manufacture the good feeling of the moment until you get enough of that going to create the momentum to then start pushing the bad programs out of the way. You got to create like a tidal wave, like a tsunami of good, positive. Why y'all think I'm talking like this? Why you think I'm always pushing for the positive? And I know a lot of people gonna, oh, that's blasphemy, and that's God doesn't care about positivity and negative. You go look in the good book. They call it the good book. They go look in the Bible. Okay, go look in there and see how much negative and positive is up in there. You go to the book of Psalms, it's got some positive all up in there. Go to all the rest of the books. Oh, it's trouble coming. It's trouble brewing. It's trouble happening. It's all trouble from the front to the back. In the beginning, God created this, and then he had the rest. He got tired. Okay, created the whole, got tired. So those human tendencies are a trip, because I'm a little tired too, because I've been up since 3 a.m., had to handle some business. I get tired. That's kind of odd that the God of the whole thing, universes and Milky Ways and galaxies and stuff, they say, got tired. And then at the end of the book, eat, drink, and be merry, then your sudden destruction is going to come. And then Armageddon and this, that. So that book got positive, Psalms, and then it got a whole bunch of negative. So don't tell me this good and bad thing, positive and negative is a bad thing. It's just a word to describe actions and things that play out. So get off it. Y'all need to get off of it and grow up. Anybody gonna come against me talking about positivity? No, I'm not Joel Osteen, okay? I don't have a church that I'm claiming and repping this while I'm raking in all this money and then talking positivity and happiness and everything is just wholesome and greatness and good. No, that's not me. So don't put me in no categories like that where got me looking like an evangelist, TV evangelist. I know I ain't no evangelist with 46 viewers, and they got millions of viewers watching them at the drop of a dime. So anyway, y'all know what time it is. It's time to get on this minute grind, okay, and get your narrative down. Write down what the heck it is you trying to did here while you're here. And remember, whatever time is, the measurement of space or the measurement of breadth and air, I don't know what they want, whatever it is, okay? They just gave us that word and we use it, time, okay? No different than they gave us all the rest of these words to use in all these different languages to make sure everybody's utterly confused and can't communicate one to another with everybody, okay, whatever. Tower of Babel, whatever you want to call it. But we got to make sure that the minute-to-minute living gets put into action, finding all the great feeling, as far as emotions are concerned. Be careful with emotions because they can really cause a lot of problems in your life. Control your emotions, in other words. But minute-to-minute living, thinking the best thoughts in the minutes. Even if you do 5 minutes a day, let's get it. Start your workout regimen right now. Tell yourself something good before bedtime. Tell yourself something good that happened. If you had a great birthday party or a great event you went to 5 years ago, I don't care what it is, bring it back up in your mind, visualize it, get that feeling of what you felt like, why it felt so good, and then feel it again. Make yourself feel and visualize and talk to yourself about that until the minute to minute starts to feel. It's only two places that you can go to in your physicalities while you're here. It's feeling good or feeling bad. I didn't say your spiritual, I said your physicality. You either feel good or you feel bad. Really ain't no in between. You don't just feel in the middle. You still feeling one way or the other. You might be calm, but you're either feeling good, your body, your mind, your thoughts, or you're feeling bad. So really ain't a whole bunch of places to go work on. You just work on them too. Like, I don't like feeling bad. So what must I do to feel good? Or what must I do to not feel bad? And then what do I have to apply after that to start feeling good? Come up with a narrative for both of them locations and you done fix the planet. That's the fix. That's the fix right there. Because everything up here results in feeling this way or feeling that way. Ain't no in between. It's you feel good or you feel bad. If you start feeling bad, you start feeling the ache in your body, start talking to your body like, hey, you work for me, homie. No. All y'all cells in there kind of confused right now because I ain't been talking to y'all. Y'all communicating one to another, but y'all might be talking about some stuff I don't want to occur in there. So I got to take charge of my body and start talking to it and say, looky here. I need you to work effectively for me every moment of the day. I need to feel good at all times because I love feeling good. I don't like feeling bad. Okay? Let's just do the good thing and me and you will get along just fine. That's how I talk to myself. I start feeling the ache. Oh, no. You got to fix that right now. I ain't got time for all this. That's slowing me down. Thinking about that little ache, right? Fix that right now, body. That's it. And then I keep it moving. I walk on down the street. I done forgot about it. I ain't aching no more. And so something's working. You got to start taking charge of these things in order to get a hold of your true self. That's what this whole live is about. I didn't know it was going to go this way, but, I started out with do this now kind of thing in the title. Do this now. Start doing this right now. Pick some time in your day where you can get some quiet, get 5 minutes of quiet where you can just sit there and go, my body right this moment, I feel good, like ain't nothing hurting, my eyes is working, Maybe I only got one eye that's working, but that's, heck, 1 out of 2, that's 50%. That's still good. I got 2 teeth left in my mouth. That's good. I can gnaw on something. Shoot, I'm working it. Whatever your situation is, you can find good in it. That's why you got 2 arms. If you lose one, you got another one. You know what I'm saying? If you were born with 2 arms, yeah. But what I'm saying is, the whole point of my conversation is take charge. Even if you got a religious tendency, you in this group, or you in that group, then take charge. Because I bet you your book is telling you, take charge. You're supposed to take charge over yourself. You're supposed to command these things to happen. You're not supposed to sit back and they just happen and then you go try to run for help. You're supposed to be the help. How you gonna be the help always needing help? Fix why you need help, and then you can be some help. That's all it is to it. How do you help yourself? You gotta talk to yourself. Oh, I don't talk to myself, I gotta talk to God. That's the same thing. If God is a figment of your imagination, or a program, or a real thing in your body, it would be in here. It wouldn't be, the temple of the Most High wouldn't be in your arm or your chest. It'd be up here, the pineal gland area, that area right there. That's where it would be. Where all recollection of everything, present, past, and future tense, and right nowness is there. Okay? If you don't start getting outside of your religious text or your religious programming, you're going to miss the whole purpose why you're here. You can double back to that, but you got to get a hold of self first. You've been pre-programmed before you even got a hold of self, with a whole bunch of material out there that you didn't know was programming you or me. But once you realize that's what happened, who told you that the word phone means square black device that you can communicate with others on? Somebody else came up with that for you and me and told us what it is and how it works. We didn't come up with none of this. So come up with yourself. You got to come up with your version of who you are. That's what you got control over. No, you can't control this technology. They got it, it's already in place. You can't control the cat downstairs at the burger joint flipping burgers and dropping one on the floor and look around and pick it up and put it back on the bun anyway. You can't control that. But what you can control, okay, is what the Creator gave you to control. What the Creator said you have power and authority over. You got a power and authority over your mind. And then this thing governs all of that stuff that they built out there, because they had to use this to build it. You don't think you got the same ability or power to create? It's not about sticks and stones and wood and metal. It's about the images. It's about the thoughts that birthed all of the materials to have to be found to create all of this stuff. Everything is created through mind. And if you want to fight with me on that, that's your issue. But that's the truth of it. TRUFF. You don't do nothing that exists that don't take this operating first before you did it. You can't even sleep unless this is working. You can't open your eyes unless this works. And you can't even think which way to move, this way or that way, based on how they program us to tell us this is left and that's right. Okay? You can't do none of that without this. So don't sit there and tell me another entity is controlling this. That entity said in the book, it gives you the free will to choose which one you will serve, right? Okay, so if you had a choice to think or not to think, which one you gonna do? You gonna think, gather the pertinent information so you can come to the conclusion for you that you need, so you can roll out on some things, or you just gonna let the previous program, tell you how life is? Well, I hope that works out well for you. I hope it does. Because if you've been given a certain amount of power, but then you're denying the power, the use of it, what you just do? Absolutely nothing. Because 0 from 0 equals 0, they say. Nothing from nothing keep equaling nothing. So if you got power, but you fail to use it, oh, the story of the talents. Now, this cat did this, and then his master did what? He didn't do nothing with the talent. He buried it in the ground. He cursed him, sent him to hell, or whatever happened in the book. This one did this. And then this one used the talents, invested it, did that, and the other. Talents was money. Oh, good and faithful servant, enter into the kingdom of heaven and all that stuff. Your talent is here. Talent ain't in your body. It take this to bring it out. You're not just born and then you start dunking basketballs. You're not just like an infant and then just run on the court and dribble the ball and start dunking on people. You had to develop into that. You had to see somebody doing that for you to do it. Somebody before you could do that had to create the whole scheme of the game. And the basketball court and the basketball goal and referees and the rules and yada, 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 yada. Took mine to do all of that. It didn't take none of this. It didn't take none of this. It took this. So y'all keep denying the fact that you're powerful-minded people out there, beings that can move mountains with a thought. But you never do it because the program tells you to rely on somebody else to get that power from. I don't know. Y'all have your opinion. I have mine. Supposed to be a free planet to speak on, depending on which country you in and who you beaming to. So what you've been told about the land of the free, the home of the brave thing, that was made up too. That was made up too. It don't mean that y'all not the brave. It just means the free part, you're gonna have to earn it. You have to earn it right here. That's for everybody listening to me and everybody today. You're gonna have to earn it. So I'm gonna read some of y'all stuff real quick. See what's going on over here. I just been battling, running my mouth, 100 miles an hour. Happy birthday, Rebecca, Robin Hutt. Okay, thank you. Just dropped in. Major can't stay long. You made some great observations. That's what's up. Eldad, Amara, Tishko 305. What's up? Jacob Maloney. I don't know what he said. He got removed by the Miss E. Moderator Supreme. Daniel, yeah, you know what's up with that movie stuff. They can make it look real. They make us, my company, we do a lot of movie set stuff. With my fire safety stuff, we're on a lot of movie sets. And, the stuff that they put together to make you go to the movie for an hour that takes years to put together, it looks so real, but it's just a script. It's just a script. Heart Flames, that's what's up. Ink you man, what's up? Ain't heard from you in a hot second. I'll holler at you in a minute. Yeah, Daniel. Screams equal adrenochrome. That's what the Monsters Inc. was about. I'm glad you said it. I didn't really want to, some stuff above people's pay grade. Daniel, they don't get it. So if I say it, come from up. You said it, that's what it equals. And if y'all want to know what that stuff is, go look it up. Go Google it. It's on there. Dude, what's up? Misty World, thank you. Hit the thumbs up. Chris, what's up? Chris Mary Wilson, the one eye. Did I cover, Miss Mary, did I cover the one eye thing? Because really, go look up the definition or the information on the eye of horse. It's from... People were going to use the word Egypt, and Egypt is the Greek name for the place. It was really Kemet. So not even the names of everything have been altered, changed, moved around. This has been done over time all over the world. The word Africa is not even the name of it. I just learned the name of the real name of the supercontinent Africa, and I forgot it. So I'm so sorry, but I need to vet it. I wrote it down in there, but it's a name that had to deal with the whole name of the place. Africa's not even the real name of the continent, but yet Africans call it Africa. Once the oppressor comes in and put a gun to your head, a spear, a bow and arrow, whatever it is, and kill off some folk in front of you and make you comply, you be willing to call it whatever it is. Most people would call it whatever you. My name is Toby. Your name is Kunta Kinte. My name Toby. After the fifth slap, Toby was saying Kunta Kinte again, wasn't he? So you put enough pressure on people, they gonna cave. Most people will cave. You gotta be a strong individual to be like, yo, you can go ahead and pull the trigger. Put the gun to the head, pull the trigger. I ain't changing my mind for no one. Boom, I'm out of here. You got to be that kind of person to withstand what they'll try to do to you. And once you get to the place where it's about the spiritual side more than the physical, it's not that hard. It's like I'm standing on my commitment to me and to my ancestors that what I believe, I'm going to keep it. You're not going to take that from me because that's the thing that you got. That's the PowerPoint right there. Your inner you is the, and if they take that, well, yeah, I don't know what your energy looks like now forward because someone just took it. You live in the land of the body snatchers. In order to snatch your body, they got to snatch your mind first. Anyway, I'm just reading through some of this stuff. People change. That's crazy, man. Y'all crazy. What's up, CB? Who else on here? Man, Richard Britton in the house. That's what's up. I'm glad you caught it. Who else? Muhammad. Happy birthday. He was saying it to somebody else. But anyway, y'all, it's cool. I'm going to go over these live feeds here. Yes. Miss E is Eden. The name for Africa is Eden, but there is a ancestral name. It's a little bit longer. I can't remember the name, but then it translates to Eden, the cradle of civilization, the birthplace of mankind was in Eden. And then if you go deeper into that, taking the rib out of the man and putting it in the woman, was it really a rib or was they manipulating cells and creating different versions of people? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Some weird book out there. It's weird stuff out there, but you got to just do your own due diligence. Because when they said we should make man like in our image, I'm always asking who's the our, who are the multiple people they're making us in the image of. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Ethiopia coffee. Yo, how can I get some, brother Richard? He owns a coffee farm in Ethiopia. Brother moved from another location over to Ethiopia, and yo, I just need some. Send me some of that, bro. Send me that. Birthday. There you go, Bobby. You got it. It's a Bukalan or something. It's something to that degree. That's the original name. I think that's it. So, anyway, this has been a cool live. The whole point here was back to the narrative thing, okay? Do this right now. Capture the minutes. Capitalize on the minutes and momentum those good minutes into getting more minutes like that during your whole day. In 24 hours, the goal here is how much of this can I get to be good for me while I'm here? Not just to be here in it or to get whatever happens. How much of it can I get to benefit me while I'm here that's good, right? Because that's the whole reason why they're trying to take your minutes through fear. That's the most valuable commodity on the old planet in the universe is so-called time. That's the most valuable commodity. So make sure you get more use and benefit out of those moments positively than negatively, and then forge that into more time spent enjoying yourself and your environment. Because while you're enjoying yourself more, you're starting to forge the environment around you to be conducive to what you're forging for you. That's just how it works. That's that energy thing. That's the secret. That's the all these different words they have for it. I can't even remember the terms, but that's what that is. Okay, you can change your environment, not necessarily the world, but inside of your world that exists around you. You definitely got control over that. So, all right, y'all. Tomorrow? Okay, cool. Look, I got to roll. I got an appointment with the hair doctor. That means I got to get a haircut. As my dad would say, get my ears out of pond. Go to the pawn shop, get my... Anyway, if you're old enough, you might know that terminology. But I got to go get some stuff did. I'm glad to be able to spend a little time with you guys today. I'll holler back at you in a hot second. Come back to the feed, and when it posts, and hit the comments and stuff, hit the likes, and do this, that, and the other. Keep subscribing, and y'all know what to do. Go get them minutes. Go get yourself, and go get this level while you're here. While you're here. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. Thanks, Miss E, for doing the moderation again. I'll holler at y'all in a hot second on the next one, or until the next one. This is Major signing off for another kind of cool video. Peace.